Coffee with Gaz here with Juan Lopez.
Usually I'm behind the camera.
The seating arrangement changed. AKA J-Lo.
With a W.
Yeah, I don't want
no copyright infringement.
No infringement. We don't want to. Yeah. Well, I'll bring it up to Jennifer and talk to her later on, but we won't do that right now.
Okay.
Dude, question for you now that I got you the mic and you can't run away.
Yeah.
On the spot, favorite boss. Who is it? Right here.
Favorite boss at JAG?
At JAG.
Oh, I won't say favorite, but the one that I have the most rapport with is you.
That means your favorite. That's it. It's official. Can't turn back. No, I'm just kidding. I got a little nervous, huh?
Yeah, but I answered honestly.
That was the honest question.
Yeah.
Well, talk about rapport, actually, and I want to talk about your journey.
Yeah.
You know, now you're social media coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, when you first started, you were actually on Team Gaz.
Correct.
As a technical assistant.
Correct. So I was out there and I was doing evidence of insurance. I was doing, claims. I was, all the back end stuff.
The front lines.
Yeah. So you go out, you sell the quote. Ursula, who I worked with, still Team Gaz. She
Team Gaz for life.
For life. And then so I worked directly with her, and it was kind of like we built that kind of from the ground up, and it was just like it worked really smoothly. But yeah, I was the back end stuff, and I was calling the banks and all the good stuff that if you're doing your job well, the client won't hear about.
And it's something you did. So you've been in insurance 2-3 different places. We won't mention those names.
No.
But before you came to,
you know who you are.
If you're watching, you know who you are.
Yeah.
But doing that, I mean, it just felt like you. And through our conversations, you're in insurance, kind of just going through the motions. It was still somewhat trying to find your place, find your groove.
Yeah, so I had graduated with a liberal arts degree, English literature. So no one was like crashing through my door to be like offering me a job. But I knew that I had marketable skills because through my degree, I could write very well. So if I'm writing an email to a client, if I'm writing an email to a carrier, if I'm writing an email to a bank, people would notice.
I mean, and that's actually day one.
Yeah.
I remember your first couple emails. I was kind of blown away. Very articulate.
Yeah. So what I studied was, and part of it was FIU implemented my last semester there. A certificate is basically a minor. So it was a minor called professional and technical writing, professional and public writing.
Okay.
So basically it was like a course load where you would go and they would teach you how to write for specific audiences. So they'd be like, okay, so here's your audience. How do you communicate that to them? So you learn, how to analyze an audience. You learn how to kind of gauge people and then write so that they best understand.
I didn't know that that caveat, but that's a skill. I mean, there's one thing being able to do it in person and connect, and through writing, it's even more difficult too.
Yeah, because what you want to do is, and I always refer back to Ernest Hemingway had this saying. He said, "I don't use any wet words. Wet words is basically like unnecessary, superfluous words. You don't like if you're gonna get your point across. Like if I'm writing an email to you." It's very different than if I'm writing an email to a bank.
So you're not adding warmest regards?
No, I actually...
Is that anti... you got a senior class if you did that. Those are fillers, right?
Yeah, it's just like... And I remember there was someone at one of these old insurance places that used to work that they use that on every email. And I'm like, there's nothing warm about your regards. But
it's a filler. I've actually caught myself doing it. I'm trying to get away with it. It's almost like a...
Yeah. So you just want to get to the point... the quickest way possible and in the most accurate way possible. So, and you also, that you're in sales, you understand this. The way that you sell homeowners policy is not going to be the same way that you sell like general liability commercial, right? Like it's a different conversation, it's different language, right?
Similar tone, but different language.
Yeah.
And or approach, depends.
Correct. So if you're going to sell to someone who you're trying to get, let's say, commercial homeowners, like all lines, it's a different conversation, a different, not vibe, but it's a different style than, hey, I'm just trying to get this person's house, And not to say that they're not equally important, but it's different verbiage, right? Like their needs are different. Therefore, your communication has to be different.
So I already I'll offer you this right now. You're gonna be my ghostwriter. The autobiography. Is it? It's an autobiography.
It's an autobiography because
Dictated, not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of autobiographies are ghostwritten. People make a whole life just by it. But you might have to get in line. Fernie wants me to write his life story too. Maybe
we could do it parallel stories.
you know what? This is good because then it's all the rage. It's cinematic universe. They adapt Fernie's book, your character in it. Then you spin off.
Oh, there you go. So you do the dirty work.
Yeah.
Do the book with Fernie, and then I'll do part two. Part two is always work out the kinks with him, and then bring me in.
Exactly. But yeah, the book of Gaz, right?
We gotta
I think
work on
you
that.
could write like you would be an excellent maybe like lifestyle writer.
Well, yeah, one of I think your unofficial job descriptions is being my hype man. So you are on my team, hence, and
But yeah, I
run
do.
a lot of stuff by you.
Yeah, so hype man, but always temper some stuff. Just be like,
I do feel the confidence coming up lately. You're
Yeah.
saying no to me more, so I don't
Yeah.
know either I'm losing my edge or you're starting to like not say yes to everything I say.
I think it's also that now it's our relationship evolved, right? Because before when I was at tech, it was more like we built that rapport, and that's one thing that I'll say that you're excellent at is building rapport with your employees, which is just as important as building rapport with your clients.
Sure.
So you were very good. We built that rapport, and then when I'm at tech, it's very plain, right? It's like, yo, this is the way we have to do the policy.
You're going down a checklist.
Yeah,
right?
you're going down a checklist, and we did that for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Before I transferred over. Now I'm more on the creative side, and I have to be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I think that's funny. You think that's funny, but how will everyone perceive it? Because
everyone's sensibilities.
Correct.
Like Luis, I think Monteo's words is sensibility.
yes,
He says that every couple days. So I'll learn that for
it's
that.
in the vernacular.
It's-
But yeah, so you want to, like, my job is I'm almost like a filter too, right?
Yeah.
Like we have to understand like who is the audience that we're targeting, what are their needs, what are their goals, how are they going to react. That's all part of building the brand.
So for that, and I wanted to go back to like from the insurance to now social media and your background, right? Actually, you're able to apply in a different state, but probably more effectively your experiences, right? At FIU.
Yeah.
Like now on the social media side, how do you think that transfer, like your strength now? Like, is it more from, like it's like almost Juan Lopez unhinged?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're almost free. You said free. It's for like
Yeah.
focusing on things that you're almost you're passionate about and you're good at, and now you're kind of. And how's that mindset changed?
So, I mean, when you think of it in broad terms, a lot of what's changed is the audience, right? Now it's a bigger audience. I'm not emailing one person. And really, I mean, it is me, not unfiltered, but like unleashed, like you're saying, because I can go ahead and be creative while still being in a box, though, because I'm not writing for myself. Right? I'm representing JAG. That's the mindset that I have to be in. In the same way that I would pick up the phone and I knew that whoever I was talking to, whether it was a client or a carrier or someone else, I was representing the company.
Sure.
I wasn't representing myself. So in that, my job hasn't changed much. I'm still a representative. But when I'm writing, for example, if I'm on Twitter, I could be funny. I could be a little it could be a little hot take-ish.
Well, go and being that you're doing a lot of the writing, right, and implementing that. Just real quick, run by your different strategies on Twitter, LinkedIn,
Sure.
Instagram.
So Twitter, you want to keep it. It sounds kind of maybe not obvious, but like visual is always going to work. So I always use a GIF on Twitter. I'll give you like a few examples. Like this week, like Final Fantasy VII was trending. So I used a GIF from that, and I still relate it to insurance. I still relate it to the consumer experience, but I'm writing whatever's kind of trending.
But it's more of a hot. It's a
It's
hot.
a hot,
take.
like, yeah.
It's the hottest take of all social media platforms.
So it was like for this Final Fantasy thing, what I did was like I tweeted them, and not the exact words, but I was like, look, we all want to play the Final Fantasy demo too, but we're busy taking care of your needs first. So it's like a little funny thing.
Priorities.
Yeah, exactly.
And then LinkedIn.
And then LinkedIn, the audience is very much like a professional, LinkedIn started as like an Indeed.com.
Right.
It started as like a Monster.com. Also, does anyone still use Monster?
I don't think it exists anymore.
I know, right? It just I haven't heard of it. That's when I was like 2007. I had just gotten out.
It's
just
actually
graduated.
it's actually now an energy drink.
See, now that's a great move. It's like, no, we're done with giving people jobs. We're just gonna give them heart attacks. But
Which
yeah.
some jobs do give people heart attacks.
Yeah,
but not here. This is
no.
a peaceful environment, right? Peaceful environment. Insurance, we make insurance fun again.
Yeah, that's your slogan. Gas 2020.
Gas 2020. Shh. No, but go back to the LinkedIn. Yeah, it did start as kind of a job, almost like a free recruiting platform for people almost to find out, like, look for jobs or.
Yeah.
But it's evolved tremendously.
Yeah, correct. So now it is probably the one where your company can experience the most growth because the algorithms are not as aggressive as Instagram or Facebook or Twitter.
And there's still much of a stigma too on that platform. I think it's one of those platforms where a lot of people are on.
Less fun.
It is, but there's still that stigma of that this is a professional environment.
Correct.
And have
so your tie up.
Yeah, your tie on.
Yeah.
Fit in. It's my new.
Yeah.
Maybe it should be my new profile pic.
Yeah.
But it's still people. There are people watching. Just not many people are actually participating on that platform.
Yeah,
because of that stigma. Mm-hmm. Everybody's watching.
Correct. I think we also have the advantage that we are not. You're still individual business owners, right? So the buck stops with you guys.
There is less red tape.
There's
we get free. It's almost free range, and obviously we have certain parameters, but it's
So and then on LinkedIn, what you want to do is provide as much value as possible, which is what we do with the articles and we do with the behind the scenes stuff, like how is the sausage made per se. Like here's this what's trending in insurance and in business now. This is where social media is headed. Even something as simple as like LinkedIn adding emojis. Now LinkedIn is adding emojis. They're rolling that out.
Didn't I know that?
Yeah, so they're rolling that out. That's like, how is that going to change? Is it going to make LinkedIn a little bit more loose? Because now people can just, I'm sure for Fernie, that's a huge day. Fist bumps all around.
Fist pumps for everybody. Fist pump emoji.
So that's, how is that going to affect the landscape of LinkedIn? LinkedIn also, like something as simple as obviously, so there's my individual page, and that's connected to the company page. Before it was a little more difficult to switch. Microsoft finally put like some updates out, making it much easier to switch. Like if I click the share button, I could choose which profile to share from. LinkedIn is still a very young platform that's kind of finding not its identity. I think its identity will continue to be professional, but I also think that in the 21st century, professional is evolving. Like it's not going to be suits. I mean, you keep doing you, but it's not going to be suits and ties.
I know what you're saying. It's just the perspective of what business is historically. Correct. And what it should be and how it's done.
Yeah, because when you see Mark Zuckerberg, when you see these people who are at the forefront of business now, these tech companies out in Silicon Valley and all this type of stuff, they don't fit the stereotypical professional corporate dress code or demeanor. And so that has trickled down.
I think that from a dress code standpoint, you just got to be comfortable with who you are. Like trying to be something you're not is kind of get in trouble. Like we talk about this. I mean, I just the suit and the shirt and tie, just something I like personally, not to put it on, but there's always like
it suits you.
Well, that suits me. I just always felt, and I don't think I'll ever change, but wearing the suit does show a little more respect to somebody I'm meeting with.
Correct.
Like this took a little bit of effort. So that mindset, like I'm trying to be mindful and be as respectful as anybody I'm meeting with, that to show some respect.
So on the flip side, have you met any clients that are big clients that maybe are not like,
sorry about that.
No. Have you met any clients that maybe are not like their dress code is a little more lax?
But you know what? The answer is it does vary, but I just think that from a dress code, there's some people that it's easy for Mark Zuckerberg to wear a shirt and tie because he's a multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're a multi-billionaire, you can wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if he was or not going up to college and his first internship, his first job interview, he showed up with a suit and tie.
Yeah.
Fact. No, he didn't come in jeans and sandals. Like, it wasn't gonna happen.
I showed up to my JAG interview in a suit and tie.
There you go.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Got hired on the
That
spot.
I need more. I need more suit and ties. One's in.
But yeah. So, and then when you're talking about Facebook, we don't honestly focus on as much because the audience is not there.
It's kind of going more to Instagram.
Yeah, it's going to Instagram. And then you got something like TikTok, which is something that's still, that one's really fledgling, but also kind of still figuring itself out, right? Because you could put up a video on there. Like a lot of the videos on there are like lip syncing, which is what it was originally meant for. And
I'll be honest with you, I don't get it. I know Johnny's our TikTok aficionado.
Yeah.
He's the guru, but I don't get
I
it.
defer to him. I remember the other day, I'm like, dude, this thing's trending. He's like, that was trending a month ago. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
But it's just that TikTok's a much faster thing. First of all, what's trending changes from hour to hour, even less so.
Well, TikTok's what's under 25, is right? Or
That's
is it still
right.
30?
So, but it's going. There's two arguments. The argument is that TikTok will remain a very young platform. So we're talking about preteens,
So you gotta
teenagers.
you gotta have a TikTok account to go shop at Urban Outfitters. Is what
Correct.
what I was told.
People still shop there.
I would like to. Pre they had a lot. I like the clothing, a lot of funny shirts.
I think I've walked into an Urban Outfitter like once.
Well, now they scan you they ask you for your TikTok account.
How many dances have you done? Five or more.
If you don't have followers, dude, you cannot wear this shirt that says "I break for beer" or the funny shirts. That was kind of my 21, 22 style.
Yeah. So TikTok, and then the other argument is that TikTok is going to age up, just like all these other platforms have.
Yeah.
Facebook aged up. Facebook now it's our parents on there.
And grandparents.
Yeah, and Instagram aged up. Instagram is a lot like millennials and stuff like that. Generation Z is the thing about TikTok is that it's like Instagram on steroids, right? Like it's just like Instagram. You could put some professional stuff on there. For us, the funny stuff really does well. The stuff that shows off our personality and culture.
Looking at that, it just makes it easier being able to do a quick video and edit it on your phone. Then it gives anybody kind of a safe place to be creative.
Well, yes. So that what's happened is that there is equal real estate in marketing for a kid with his phone and a multi-million-dollar corporation. So what's happening is that before the corporations were creating the trends, now they're chasing them.
Right, they're working backwards. It's
yeah.
interesting how that might happen in any type of business, just with technology kind of changing, right? I mean, if you're able to be more dynamic, more on the spot, you're able to move.
People crave convenience. TikTok gives you that. Instagram, if
you're Johnny Benitez, because he knows how to work it.
Yeah, so like Instagram, videos like ours are gonna stand out because they're professionally made,
right,
professionally edited. They look great. Our team makes it look great. On TikTok, that doesn't really matter, which is what's interesting. On TikTok, the less professional it looks, the more people want to watch it.
Right.
Because people equate that with authenticity. And that's really what people want out of their brands and their products now is authenticity. They don't want a fabrication.
Let me ask you the trends moving forward, what's your big prediction, JAG Insurance Group, social media moving forward? What's the 2021 prediction on what we're going to as far as a media company?
I think probably we're gonna keep working all the platforms. We probably will become more of a presence on TikTok. I feel like TikTok doesn't even have an algorithm. That one's really just like chaos, because literally you open the app and it just takes you to a random video, and it's not based on. It's just like on whatever's trending that day. But for us, I think there's gonna be more variety in the content, more variety, and sometimes maybe we're gonna get away from just insurance, right? Because what happens is, and you tell me if this has already been having an effect, when you guys meet someone, they're gonna feel like they already know you.
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, and by the way, this is not easy.
Yeah.
Right. These are practice and reps.
Yeah.
So as much attention as we're getting, we're trying to incorporate. You can attest to this, more of our staff.
Correct.
Like as much as it's easy for me myself, Me, myself. I am myself, right? Is that talking third person? But I was going to say Fernie, Doug, myself. I mean, being the three principals, putting ourselves out there. I mean, we have to do it. Getting everybody on board, you can attest to it, is kind of the biggest challenge. I mean, it's about, I mean, we're still calculating, we're very calculating about the attention we want.
Correct.
Authenticity first. Everything else pretty much comes second, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that as long as you're authentic in your presentation, it's not about the size of the audience, not the quantity. It's about the quality of the audience. What audience do you want? Because if we go out there and we get 1 million followers on Instagram, but none of them buy insurance, it doesn't mean much. But if we get 10,000 followers and 50% of those people get insurance, and then 50% of those people are big commercial clients, then you're talking...
Yeah, so it's attention, and then it's attachment and engagement.
Yeah,
it's
correct.
The second part.
So, and I think moving forward, like, we're going to, obviously, like, it's what you're saying. You want different flavors, right? You don't drink the same wine all the time, right? Like, or do you?
No, mix it up.
You mix it up.
The palate is
correct.
It's evolved.
So our palate will continue to evolve as the company evolves.
And sorry, I was thinking about something. I don't know if I told you this or I told Marco. Like, dude, if you're ever having a bad day, don't feel so bad. Just realize there's people out there that are buying Instagram followers. Right?
Which, it's all because people are very worried about appearances, right? But then it becomes very obvious when you have...
That's not authentic.
That's
just for show.
It becomes very obvious when you have 50,000 views and 3 comments.
Right. Or one.
Which,
exactly.
What does that say? It means 50,000 people saw your thing, and it means 3 people cared about it.
Right.
Which is not... It's not a good ratio.
It's not. I think that I know, and they're talking about removing the likes as well, right? And
so Instagram, there's a couple of things. They have this thing called a hackathon, something like that, every year. Facebook, where the developers come up with different things. One of the things that they kind of thought about was just eliminating IGTV, and just removing the 59-second limit, which for you, I'm sure will be a glorious day.
Too much pressure. To say a joke in 58 seconds is tremendously tremendous pressure.
Yeah, and then talking just about removing the likes, because what happens is that people see the likes. There's a mental health aspect to it too, because your kids now will grow up in a world where everything's under the microscope. I mean, imagine growing up where you...
I know what you're gonna say, and I think they should change that.
Yeah,
I think everybody should have their contact info.
Yeah.
I understand the privacy issue of it, but dude, step it up. If you're gonna make a comment, it should have your info, your address, your email.
Yeah, at least
then step it up. Then be brave.
Correct. And I mean, Instagram removes you're not anonymous on there, because you could go and see the person's picture or whatever, depending on how their profile is set up.
There are a lot of
a lot of fake profiles
that are strategically set up to cause.
It's
chaos.
unfortunate. I mean, since the dawn of the internet, there's been trolls. So, and even before that, they just they weren't out in the open. But I would say that that is a concern. We haven't gotten too many negative comments, but if we do, I kind of just leave them there, because freedom of speech, and you can't please everybody. But yeah, Instagram, I think, Facebook in general are trying to be more conscious of those type of things. But then what happens is influencers are real pissed. Because
I mean, and I get it, because they're using it as leverage, and that's their business.
How are you gonna? What are you gonna present to? If you're selling beauty products and you're like, whoa, I get 500 likes, right. So that's 500.
That's the resume.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
So that moving forward, I think the emphasis will be on engagement, comments, instead of just likes. Instead of someone just scrolling and giving the heart, they're gonna have to, you comment, and that's where the real capital will be as far as like Instagram. I mean, that's where the capital is as far as LinkedIn too. It's like comments and engagement. Because if people are engaging with your content, that means your content's engaging. Like, it's that simple. Like, you don't. That's the only barometer you.
It's the difference. It makes it. You made enough of an impact for someone to take. Correct. Even though it's 2 seconds to go ahead and like something, right?
Yeah, because people's time is so valuable. Even if they give you 5 seconds, that's in this world where people only want to watch 1 minute TikTok videos. 3 seconds is an eternity.
It is. Dude, talk about you. Where do you see yourself going? I mean, it's been here now. You've been with us 4 years.
3 years. 3 years in May. Feels longer, right?
Feels longer. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you've changed so much, and you've kind of evolved. And now your spot now. How are you feeling yourself, like in your new role?
I mean, I'm really appreciative of the opportunities that I've been afforded, because the thing is, right, everywhere I've been, people have said, "Man, you're a good writer." No one ever capitalized it on the way you guys did, because even before you guys went full in on the social media marketing, like you had me write your bios for PR purposes.
You mentioned to it, it's almost like in anything, like everything here is static, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to find people that are focus on your strengths, put you in the best role. I mean, I'm glad this has evolved. I mean, you're here for a reason. I'm thankful you're here, man. You bring a lot to the table.
Thank you.
You're a big reason why the culture is JAG. You do a great job.
Yeah, I try. My role is ever changing. I don't think I have a set position or a set thing that I do every day, because one day I might be working with our PR company. One day I might be on video, with you.
Being my hype man?
Yeah, being your hype man, or doing different fist bumps. And I might be coming up with a concept for a video, or I might be talking to the staff about, hey, who are your social media, like who are your clients that are very active in social media, so that we could collaborate with them. And that's going to continue to change, because just like anything, the platforms will continue to change.
I do want to say your acting skills, it's like looking back, and we've been doing it, I think, a year now. Lou, you started about a year ago, March, right? Coming up soon.
17th,
I mean, and that's when we kind of started getting really into the videos and starting to kind of step out even more of a comfort zone.
Yeah.
You're acting, you're much of a thespian, if I said that correctly.
I think it's just because I watch so many movies. I literally watch like at least 2 movies a week, and either like I actually set it as a goal, like one movie that I really enjoy, and rewatch it. And
it's cool.
I absorb it.
And now we're putting out so much content. We're gonna be able to go back and watch our old stuff and see.
Yes.
We should do that. We got to mark this stuff, and every year go back and see how much better we've gotten, what's our content, how articulate are we being from a creativity standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? SNL might be calling us soon.
Soon.
You never know.
Dude, I do want to say, man, I really appreciate you, like who you are. You're a huge asset to this company. One of the motivating factors I always say about like our staff and career development.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, we're doing this. I want to do funny stuff for the media team. I want to kind of promote you guys. Like it's big as much as you're always behind the camera. You be in front of the camera, put a face. This is you, man. You're building your resume too. You got your own brand.
Yeah.
J-Lo
J-Lo with a W.
J-Lo with a W. Say it again. But you're just a huge asset to this company, man. I'm thankful you're on our team, and I'm excited to see, where we're gonna go, both yourself and our company, and specifically this platform.
Well, thank you very much for having me on, and I'll close with saying that anything that I've accomplished is only because of the opportunities that you guys saw fit to give me, and for that I'll always be appreciative. So